All right. So I just made I just made a post on Twitter about the reality of our existence versus the imaginations that we live in. So we are surrounded by as many imaginations as you can think of. Like we have clothes, cars, shoes, stop signs, stop lights. Civilization is an incredible imagination in its entirety. And I just spoke to the man who created this art gallery, and he said that there he is. He's a great guy, great guy. He has to write a paper right now, but he's a great guy. He says that this art piece was designed to teach people that you can constantly build, or it's an illusion of improvements, because as you can see at the bottom, you're not getting anywhere. The ground is disappearing. So you're building and you're not improving in reality. So your imaginations are growing, but in reality there's no basis for any of your imaginations in reality. So that's what I just tweeted about, and I'm super excited that I came to an art gallery that I didn't plan. I came to an art gallery that I didn't plan, and the person here has an art gallery about the thoughts I had right before I came here. So the reality is we're supposed to improve upon the landscape. That's our reality. We human beings are supposed to improve upon the landscape, not by building upon it. That's the opposite of true. You're supposed to, in reality, improve the land you stand on. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that intelligent. But there must be a path to stay in reality at all times. So how do you improve all the land throughout civilization and support the people that exist across America? So I think the answer is very complicated, because you have a huge requirement. You have lots of requirements. And the best path forward is a struggle. It's a mystery. It's a difficulty to come across. So the best path forward would require everybody to to naturally make changes, to stick to as many natural changes as possible to the landscape. So what does that look like? I think it's a mystery. Well, it's not a mystery to intelligent people, but people who study nature, stay in nature. They could probably think of ways to naturally improve the land we built our civilization upon forever. They could do it, but to me, it is a mystery. So as I drove here, I thought about what Madison would look like if the people who came to Madison first were smart and they stuck to nature. They stuck to reality instead of building their imaginations. If they stuck to reality, what would Madison look like today? What would people who constantly improved the land they exist on, what would that land look like today? It's a mystery to me. But if you're smart and you can think about what I just said and come up with ideas, tell me. I think Madison has an incredible potential. Well, the land across America had an incredible potential to improve, not to be built upon, but to improve the land itself. So there has to be a way to cultivate strength from the land itself to support a civilization. What does that look like? It has to be possible. Otherwise, if you keep imagining things, you keep building on top of things, and not building in the right direction, if you don't build towards the earth, right? If you can't build in reality, start in reality and continue to build in reality, you can't grow. So these people, this building, this imagination for civilization is there's an absence of growth, because in reality, you're not growing. You're not growing in reality. So down there is reality, up here is your imagination. So as long as nothing you do is maintaining its connection to reality or growing in the direction of reality, you will never truly grow. So what does growth in reality look like if that was a choice people made from the beginning? What does growth look like in reality? I don't know. But if you're smart, you should know. That's incredible, man. So some dude had an art piece that I just tweeted about right before I came in to see it, his art piece. That's incredible. So the reality is we are building in the wrong direction. Everything you see around you is being built in the wrong direction. It's someone's imagination. It's a freedom. It's a freedom. You can do that. It is a freedom. But it's not a sign of strength. A sign of strength would be to build the land you exist on in a way that it improves. So not to build on top of the land, but to build into the land. Not to dig into the land, but to cultivate, to grow the land that we stand on in a way that supports our existence. So whoever is smart enough to do that, whoever is smart enough to grow the land we stand on in a way that will support our existence, improve our existence, and improve the existence of the land, is growing in reality, this getting stronger. So your connection to the earth is growing, the earth is getting stronger, the land you stand on is getting stronger, and you are getting stronger because you're standing on the land. Because you use the land. So you guys are making each other stronger. The land you stand on is making you stronger. You are making the land you stand on stronger. So this land had a purpose. And I think people are avoiding the purpose of the land we stand on. The reality that we exist in is being avoided. And the true reality, the imagination, is what we are building towards. So that's the truth. And it's pretty cool. Small little exhibit here in Madison. They're telling me in my ears, people with implants are telling me in my ears that you gotta go, because you got a parking spot you gotta get back to. But that's incredible, man. So I came to see Alex, or I forgot his name. I'll post the exhibit's name and everybody or the guy here. He told me he had to leave because he had a paper to write, and then people with implants just told me he was trying to help you because, he told me to stop talking. Well, basically to end the conversation because he had a paper to write to elevator, but he was really trying to help me because I have limited time for a parking spot. But anyways, that's pretty cool. But dude, isn't that dope that you went somewhere and somebody they just told me we did all that. We encourage you to have these thoughts and then to set up an event for you to visit, to go to. Or somebody is eavesdropping on your thoughts. And that is interfering with your ability, and that is how they set up these events ahead of time. So one or the other, right? So either why would they manipulate your thoughts? I think it's more common that people are more realistic that someone's eavesdropping on your thoughts and then creating events. I mean, thoughts I've had that they could have extrapolated on. So what if I said something years ago? What if I said something? Is this the right floor? Okay, I gotta go. I think I'm running out of time. What if you said something 2 years ago in the privacy of your home that somebody extrapolated thoughts on years later? Right? I think this is the way to go. So the cool thing is, I got smarter. I got a lot smarter, dude. Well, I improved. Well, a guy like me, a black dude with bad grades, with no horrible college education, who came up with the means to improve mankind, or to see the difference between reality and imagination, shouldn't have tweets or thoughts about anything of purpose. But yet I do. So something is a mystery. The mystery is there are people. I have thoughts I shouldn't have. So maybe it was the implant. Or maybe I was smarter in the past than people told other people I was. So maybe in reality, I was actually smarter than people said I was. So Todd Hall told people he couldn't help me, he couldn't do anything for me, was actually lying, right? So maybe Todd Hall was lying about who I was the whole time. So this incredibly smart person is having thoughts and ideas about things that people told everybody he wasn't, and people told people he wasn't that smart. So wouldn't that confuse you? For someone who was rumored to be unintelligent, or who has bad grades, or is violent and hurts people, is actually having thoughts that other people are having about reality versus imagination. Well, growing a civilization properly, or using someone's imagination to grow a civilization, because they have the freedom to do so, the energy to do so. So who's telling the truth? Is it the black guy? Is it the white guy, Todd Hall, and all his gay community friends who lied about somebody's intelligence? Or is it the black guy who's talking to you on camera about things that people said it wouldn't make, he would never talk about, right? So what's true? Is it the character? Well, he didn't have a character. I'm sorry. He doesn't have a character. It just told me the right words. He didn't have a character to ever come up with these ideas. So anyways, I think the reality is civilization is not supposed to grow in the direction we're growing in. We're exercising a freedom. And the true direction, the real direction for strength, is the land we stand on. So if you can somehow use your intelligence, whoever studied land, what area is a study of land? I don't know. But whoever studies land should know how to improve the land we stand on to support our civilization, or a larger population. That's the reality of our existence. So the reality versus imagination, the freedom versus strength. So what's better? Would you rather be stronger, or would you rather have greater freedoms? I think strength is better. Strength is a lot better than freedom. But that's just my opinion. It's my opinion. It's incredible, right? This black dude turned out to be smart, and he's talking about implants. So I think some people found a way to rape, torture, and kill people who didn't want to be gay and get away with it. So Todd Hall was a gay person who thought that he could rape and torture me, or convince me to have sex with gay people. He went to the school. Todd Hall went to UW-Madison, and the whole time he was at this school, he was a big brother who was trying to teach me to have sex with gay kids, and he was using a large gay community to do it. So the kids at my school, the kids that I grew up with, the intimidators, the bullies, and the people who who choose to kill people if they won't have sex with gay people. So that's Todd Hall. Todd Hall decided to use everybody that was in my life to help him propel himself in a civilization of pedophiles or child rapists or people who convince black kids to be gay. And since he used all of his influence and his power, persuasion, to get other people to help him, or he just used the gay community to help him. Those people decided to help him get me to have sex with gay people and falsely accuse me of rape, to send me to prison. Eventually, so starting from a child up to the age of 18 or 19, decided to rape and torture me, sexually harass me. And then that didn't work. And then the intimidation, the bullying, the insults, the false accusations my whole life that I was gay, or being called gay all the time. You're gay, dude. Everybody thinks you're gay, man. You're a homosexual, man. You like it, and you like having sex with dudes, man. And then the child molestation at home in my youth, and then the association with grandmother sending you to the houses of gay people was all bad, right? It was all bad. So that's Todd Hall. So Todd Hall played the role of the leader, or the person who would benefit the most, using people at a distance so that he couldn't be caught up in the ramifications, or couldn't fall into the consequences. And since nobody permanently stayed in my life, they could it's like a guerrilla attacks. So if you use a large group of people to harass somebody over a long time, it's really hard to find the culprits. But you can, if someone turns out to be gay, you can reap the benefits, right? So at the end of the day, what you're after is a gay dude. And since if I was gay, turned out to be gay, and I was paraded around with Todd Hall, he could use that to propel himself socially into the political spotlight, because he has somebody who is gay as his little brother or close to him that he can use to satisfy the gay community. That was Todd Hall, the student of UW-Madison. So I turned out to be very smart, and Todd Hall is now looking like a liar and a person who it doesn't make sense that he couldn't help. He was unable to help. Todd Hall looks like someone who it doesn't make sense he was unable to help. It doesn't make sense that he was unable to help this kid become successful. So it seems like there's a bigger problem. There is another issue. This smart, intelligent black kid who is discovering things that several other people are on the path of discovery, or did something, who is discovering things is constantly proving his intelligence in new ways. How is it possible that this black kid instantly appeared overnight? Or how is it possible that he couldn't improve before? How is it possible that this black kid didn't show up before? Or was he there the whole time and everybody was lying? I think he was there the whole time, and the people who talked about his character were lying the whole time. And they created a lie that people would use to mistreat him and stop other people from helping him or preventing the mistreatment. Isn't that incredible? Isn't that incredible that someone could lie about someone's character for 30 years and no one stopped that person? No one corrected that person? No one said anything to that person? Wouldn't you be surprised that happened? It's terrorism. There's a large gay community that terrorizes people because they want certain outcomes. So if you started correcting someone who was lying about someone else's character, you would receive threats. So those threats would be the worst things that you can imagine, like snarls or like face-to-face confrontations and off camera. off camera. These things would take place off camera, where people felt threatened and violent and hurt by or threatened to not say anything, to speak up. And that's how Todd Hall was able to constantly lie, because people were so afraid of the gay community people that can suddenly turn on you or attack you quickly or do things before you could pull a camera out. So and Todd Hall is the guy who benefited from at a distance. So let's say you're over here, but you're encouraging people over here to harass and terrorize somebody to get them to become something that you can use over here, right? So you're here, and this person is over here, but you want him to be useful to you over here. And the only way he can be useful to you over here is if the people over here find a way to harass him, intimidate him, to change who he is. And once he's different, he can come over here and help you achieve your purpose. So that's Todd Hall in the gay community. And it's incredible, right? That no one said anything. The police, the strong people in our civilization, all the important things in life. But anyways, so my point is, my greatest purpose is to advance weightlifting. So to improve mankind, you have to increase force on a weightlifting bar in the same area. If you can increase the force on the weightlifting bar in the same area, you can create people on Earth who are incredibly dense, incredibly fast, incredibly strong, and will adapt or evolve to have greater strength, for longer lifespans. And the only other thing you'll need is energy, food, lots and lots of food for these people who are getting stronger, or living longer, or have greater lifespans, longevity. But we use the energy we have on Earth that we found to build buildings. So instead of improving all of these people, all of these lives, all of these human beings, you see all these people? They deserve to have the best life experiences. And instead of improving their lives, they improve their imaginations. So instead of getting stronger, they exercise their freedoms. So the density that you can get in life comes from, like I just told you, advancing weightlifting. So you need magnets or some tool. I think it's magnets. It's supposed to be magnets. Magnets that can improve the density of every human being on Earth. And once you improve their density and force them to adapt for strength, speed, stamina, improved longevity and healing, abilities to heal, or whatever other incredible gifts are waiting for us beneath the surface of our skins, once you do that, these people will have better life experiences. So what you see won't be everything. What you see, oh shit, I gotta go. It's been more than 25 minutes. I gotta go. But what you see will be like a portion. What you see would be like a what do you call it? What you see won't be reality of their existence. So everything you see right now would not be the reality of our existence. So the videotapes, the cameras, all those things wouldn't really depict the reality of mankind's existence, because there are things beneath the surface of each person that is improving their lives. So we'd have to have new cameras that can see beneath the surface. See beneath the surface. New cameras. Oh, I thought you were trying to park. New cameras that can see beneath the surface, that can detect things beneath the surface of the people in the videos. Because if the strength we have, the improvements we have would be hidden beneath the surface. So you wouldn't see really big people. You would see the people would be dense. So I guess, I don't know how do you detect the things beneath the surface with a video camera, right? Because that's where all the strength will be hidden. The speed would be hidden. The gifts would be hidden beneath the surface. And that's what we're supposed to see. I'm supposed to know that each one of these kids, all of these kids are getting stronger, denser, faster, have improved lifespans, and that changes are taking place. They're evolving. So on the cameras, we don't really see people in reality, within the reality of their existence. We don't see them evolving. We see them changing above the surface, but the variations of clothing, of shoes, of styles, of cultures, all these things are changing above the surface, but in reality, they're supposed to be evolving over time. Not just with their minds or with their intelligence, but with their physical bodies, so that they can use the things that do more of the things in their brains that they want to do. That they can fulfill more of their freedoms. They can act on more of their freedoms or their thoughts. So that's the reality of our existence. So UW-Madison has a mechanical engineering facility over there. And technically, they're supposed to take advantage of any intelligence in the city of Madison to improve mankind. They're very capable of building the tool to advance mankind. And I've told several people on this campus about it. But I think they're scared that there's an implant in my body, and the people who put it there will hurt people, random people, if someone tells that there's an implant in my body, which would happen if somebody told I learned how to advance mankind. I mean, both things would happen. I mean, they'll find out that I learned how to advance mankind, and they'll find out that there's an implant in my body. But yeah, that's it. I gotta go. I'm gonna post this. All right. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. Oh, and Todd Hall tried to turn me into a gay dude. He tried to groom me to grow up to have sex with gay people so that he could be the president of the United States and have sex with so that he could be amongst the pedophiles in the White House, the people who teach people to be a rapist or have sex with gay dudes. And then Todd Hall, if he did it all by himself, would reap all the benefits. But instead, he used a lot of people to help him do it. Oh shit. So I guess because I'm smart, it didn't work. Well, not smart. I refuse to have sex with gay people or become a rapist. I refuse. I'd rather. It's supposed to be freely given, handed over. And in fact, me finding someone to have sex with, it's not really my purpose. That purpose belongs to women. That is a woman's purpose. It's her gravity, right? My gravity, I guess the male genitalia is a tool that women use to transfer energy from a man to a woman. That's the true purpose for sex. It's up to a woman. It's a woman's responsibility to use the penis to transfer energy to her. Technically, we just use it to pee or poop. Well, pee. That's all men are supposed to find energy. We're not supposed to struggle with reproduction. Right? Struggle to reproduce. We're not even supposed to focus on it. The gravity for reproduction resides on all the women. So that gravity, the responsibility of reproduction belongs to women. And men, we're just here to find energy. So we're supposed to locate energy, and then men are supposed to locate energy. And I guess for our freedom, for our existence. And if we're smart, we're supposed to learn how to control it to get stronger, for our strength. So that's our responsibility. That's where it ends. That's all the gravity that men have. Women have similar gravity, but they also have more gravity. They have extra gravity near their pelvis. They have to find energy for reproduction. So these girls are supposed to be looking for men who will either find the most energy, learn how to control the energy they find, or who choose freedom, strength, those ideas, or men who want something. Men for their for the extra gravity they were born with. So girls have a little bit more responsibility than guys. They have to find more energy than dudes. A bit more energy than the dudes on Earth. So they have to find energy for food, and they have to find energy they can shelter. Well, energy for their extra bit of gravity. So yeah, dude, I discovered reality. The reality of our existence. And we are doing things that oppose the reality of our existence. We're supposed to separate the responsibilities. Nature separated our responsibilities naturally. But somebody built a society or a culture or like a way of living that makes men chase after women for things that women are supposed to be responsible for. So men aren't supposed to be responsible for reproduction. That's a woman's responsibility. We men are, unless they're depraved. Someone just said, well, men want to have sex too. Well, those dudes have never found energy. Once you find energy for yourself for the first time, once you learn how to get stronger, once you have your freedom, you forget about sex, you forget about reproduction. It happens quite easily. And once you learn how to control that energy, all the gifts you get from gravity, your own body, the gravity of your body, the nature of your own nature, once you learn how to control that energy and you receive those gifts, you stop thinking about sex. You will never think about sex again. So those are dudes. That's what's supposed to happen to dudes. We want to be stronger. We want to be faster. We want to be denser. We want longevity. We want to be able to fly someday. We want to heal from the worst injuries. Those are the gifts that we want as men. Those are the gifts that men want. And women, I guess they have a different perspective because nature gave them, they didn't have the responsibility to search for energy. Men were born to find energy. It's our impulse. We're impulse. We're more like, we exercise more freedoms than women. So women have more gravity. They're closer to their responsibilities. They know that they're supposed to reproduce. They have the gravity to reproduce. They have the body parts to facilitate reproduction. They hold on to life. They can see that everywhere they go if they run into other women who are reproducing or in the process of engineering new life. So that's the gravity of our existence. That's the reality of our existence, that people were supposed to get stronger. We were supposed to get stronger. Nature separated the responsibilities. So men, we search for energy, and that's it. But if we're smart, we get stronger. We learn how to control the energy we found, and that's by applying greater pressure to ourselves in the same area. Women don't have to do that because, well, they do absolutely do have to do it, but they also have extra responsibility. Like I just said, they have the responsibility I just told you, just like men, but they also have the responsibility to reproduce. So nature separated us. Nature made life easier for women by giving the responsibility to find energy to men, and then handing that energy. Men are supposed to give that energy that they found to a woman, so that the woman is not doing everything in the world to sustain mankind. So we split it in half. Nature split the responsibility in half, and that's the reality of our existence. Some of us were supposed to find energy, and the other half of us was supposed to control that energy. Women. But for strength, can share that responsibility. Well, some of it. I guess my point is, if you wanted to, if in reality you absolutely wanted to, you could. If in reality you absolutely wanted to, you could tell men to find energy and get stronger, become denser, faster, live longer, and that women wouldn't have to do that part. They wouldn't have to suffer weightlifting, wouldn't have to weightlift. Men could do all the weightlifting. They could find the energy, they could learn how to control it, they can increase the force, the pressure felt in the same area, so that they could learn to control the food they consume, so they don't get bigger, they become denser. And then women, while that's happening, women could wait to find the man who did that the best, take the energy that the man learned how to control, the changes, biological changes that are taking place beneath the surface, because he's going to change, he's going to evolve. They could take his energy to serve their extra responsibility, the purpose that they have beneath the surface. Well, their true purpose of their extra responsibility to reproduce. So men could weightlift and improve, while women chose to were watching and while women were watching them do it and selecting the guys who adapted the best to the pressure on the bar and made the greatest changes, they could select that dude, or they could do it too, which would be the best advice, because these women would suffer, right? Women would suffer because they weren't living as long as dudes. So the weightlifting improvements would give men greater density, greater strength, greater speed, greater stamina, all these gifts from gravity. And while that's happening, women would be dying. Well, men would be living a lot longer, like over 100 years longer, while women were watching these dudes make these changes and then dying, reproducing and then dying. So in order to avoid that, women should also get stronger. So women always have more gravity than men. They have to get stronger and they have to reproduce, support mankind. So girls have the responsibility of every human being plus reproducing. And it is also their responsibility to find the energy they want to reproduce. To challenge. Well, it's a challenge. No, find something to reproduce with. Someone to reproduce with. So that's the reality of our existence. We're not supposed to have sex. Well, chase after women. The men aren't supposed to chase after women. It's women who are supposed to select the energy they want. Men are supposed to find energy as much as possible. And if they're really smart, they're supposed to learn how to control that energy so that they can improve themselves. They can improve themselves. That's incredibly intelligent. But anyways, someone just told me in my ears, we just watched, when you were recording outside, they called the police. Somebody called the police and said you were there, and that the police decided to do a profile search of you to figure out what's going on with your head or what are you thinking about. And they just told me that when the police did that, they decided, really quick, everything I just said to you, they told me very quickly. They told me, it's an implant. They told me that we checked and he thinks he's so smart. Well, he's not smart. And then they changed their mind and said he is very smart. He is. Yeah, who cares? It doesn't make a difference how smart you are. And that's the reality too, because gay people want to be in power. And if people don't appreciate them, nobody will glorify, will give them attention. So gay people like to have attention. They like to have some type of special attention that everybody gives them, because for no value, but without gravity. So we're supposed to automatically appreciate gay people because they're willing to have sex with dudes. They don't actually invent something that improves mankind or improves people. They improve their own lives. And if they improve mankind, people would have less reasons to appreciate them. So they would never improve mankind. They would only improve their own lives, so that people would continue to appreciate them. Me, I'm not gay. I'm not anything like a gay person. I learned how to improve every person's life. So that wouldn't help me get other people to appreciate me, because everybody has the same gifts. So even someone just said, "What the glory will make people appreciate you," but that's not true. The glory would not get people to appreciate me unless I was entertaining. It was entertaining. So most people who have glory are ignored. Or most people who search after glory have it for a moment. And there's a statue, but people don't remember what's the purpose of the statue, or who you were. After a period of time, they'll forget about you. They won't even remember who came up with the idea to advance weightlifting. After a period of time, you'll be forgotten. You'll be forgotten just like every other inventor. Like the guy who invented cars will shortly be forgotten. The guy who learned how to build buildings the best will surely be forgotten. Well, has been forgotten. So all these names, all these people who found energy, who improved humanity for a moment or two, are forgotten. And what is remembered is that we can do the things that they created, they came up with. The ideas that they came up with are the ideas that we can use to improve our lives. That's what we remember. We know that we can go into a building that's well designed because someone figured out how to do it. Who knows who that was? We know that we can drive a car because someone figured out how to build cars. We don't know exactly who did it, but we know that they did. So me, I'm not going to be appreciated because I discovered weightlifting or a way to advance weightlifting. I'm going to, for more than a moment. So someone just said in my ears, you want the glory so people will chase after you, but that's only for a moment. And in fact, I don't care. I came here to get stronger. I didn't came here for illusions. I didn't come here for illusions. I came to Earth to get stronger, to improve my life, and to challenge myself, because I told myself as a kid I was very intelligent. I swore it. I swear I kept saying that to myself. I kept telling myself I am very smart. And again, I wear these glasses because people keep flashing their car lights at me. So I came to Earth and I kept telling myself I'm smart. There's nothing in the world that could challenge me. I am very intelligent. And that's what I kept telling myself my whole life. And I kept telling other people that without saying it. So I didn't say that to people, but people, I think naturally I gave that idea off to other people, and people used to question it all the time. They used to challenge my intelligence or make fun of me because I couldn't remember things, or not, and it wasn't my fault. It was an implant. Sometimes people my whole life were using implants. At the time, people were asking me questions to make me forget, and then as far as people could see, it looks like a person is not that intelligent. Right? They can't recall this. They can't think about that. They're saying this wrong. And it's somebody using an implant and telling people that this is the truth, but it's not the truth. It's an illusion you created using your implants, that this person is not that smart. So regardless of their implant, I still managed to improve my life. I still managed to improve mankind. So I'm not looking out for myself. I'm looking out for every human being on Earth so that they can also improve and get stronger. They can be denser. They can be faster. They can enjoy life the way it's meant to be enjoyed. They keep telling me about the swimming ideas. They keep saying swimming, or not swimming, but flashing images about how people can improve their ability to swim. And that's incredible too. So if you improve weightlifting, you improve people's ability to adapt to swimming. You will become more buoyant. You have more mass in the same area. And it doesn't matter how dense or your bones are. As long as you have greater mass in a particular area, you will improve your ability to float, because that mass is usually lighter than the water around it. So it doesn't matter. And it's getting lighter because you're adding more mass under pressure, and that mass is going to change to be lighter, even lighter than water. So you're going to keep being able to float better, but this time you control that buoyancy, and that buoyancy is going to propel you like you shoot through the water. like the best swimmer on the planet, but better than him, way better than him. So yeah, I improve mankind in numerous ways, but by advancing weightlifting. And these things aren't just mine. These gifts, well, the things you receive from gravity won't just belong to me. These things will belong to everybody. So everybody gets an opportunity to get stronger, get faster, be denser, and live longer. And all it takes is a simple tool to increase the force on a weightlifting bar in the same area. That's the only thing it requires. And they just told me it's impossible, and it's really expensive. That's what they just said in my ears. It's impossible, and it's super expensive. And then they electrocuted my genitals. It's impossible, it's super expensive, and then they electrocuted my genitals. I don't think that. I think it is very possible. It is very possible to improve weightlifting so that greater force is applied in the same areas to cause adaptations for density, strength, speed, and longer life. And if not, I also think if it's too expensive, if it's possible but incredibly expensive, then you let one person do it. And you watch that person show mankind what can be done. And we watch that person do it. We use some power to watch one person do it. And so we can bear witness to humanity's strength, the abilities of mankind. And then we wait for more power to arrive. We wait for another source of energy to get to Earth so everybody can do it. And they just told me you want it to be you. I don't want it to be me. It could be anybody. In fact, the strongest person, the person who's been weightlifting for a period of time, would be the best choice. So whoever has the best genetics and has been weightlifting for a period of time should be the one who does it. And well, that doesn't matter. They just told me it's important for honesty because people will lie about their abilities. That's irrelevant. What's going to happen, the changes that are going to take place are going to be obvious. We can test. We can tell that you have greater density. We can tell that your muscles are denser. We can tell that your organs are not working as hard as before. We can tell that your blood is changing. We can tell that you should be able to heal from worse injuries. We can tell these things by testing you. And if there's any other dimensional objects that magnetism appears, we can test for that too. So if your magnetic field improves, we'll find out. So yeah, I improved mankind, not just me, but mankind. And I didn't come here for myself. I came here to help everybody else. So somebody at this very moment is interfering with progress because progress would have them incarcerated.